Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass. Mayor, thank you for joining the show. So tell us, what have you seen on the ground today? Have there been any arrests, any incidents of concern? And how are you making sure people are safe?
Well, absolutely. I think we did a lot of work ahead of time, encouraging people, just as our governor said, to be peaceful, because we think the federal government would like nothing other than for there to be violence or vandalism. And so we have 10 different marches all over our city. And as you said, there's tens of thousands of people peacefully exercising their First Amendment right and their complete rejection of military intervention in our cities.
Mayor, so you said that you were encouraging people to be peaceful. I know that that has been the mantra for many protests going back several months. Was there anything else that you did in Los Angeles that other cities could emulate that helped keep things from escalating, particularly since it looks like Trump is spoiling for a fight?
Well, I think given that the intervention started here and we knew that we were the petri dish, we were the laboratory for what was going to spread around the country, I think people took that in stride. One thing that happened in our city, the city became very much united. We are a city of immigrants. We understand that the diversity of our city is our strength. And we also understand how egregious it was for the federal government to seize power from our governor and to bring military troops here that were never needed, never wanted. And we see how this experiment has spread to Memphis, Washington, D.C., Chicago, and Portland. And it seems as though in every city it escalates. But what I think is so important is that Americans, we cannot accept military intervention in our cities. That's why there's the Posse Comitatus Act. And we do not want there to be any violence, because that gives the president the excuse to evoke the Insurrection Act.
Mayor Bass, talk to us a little bit about this week. I believe LA County declared a state of emergency, which gives the county some more powers in its ability to fight against these ICE immigration raids. Walk us through what those powers are. Why does declaring an emergency or state of emergency in LA County give the county powers? What are those powers and how are they used against ICE or ICE raids?
Well, I don't know in the county government, which is separate from the city, I don't know that it gave any additional powers. But what it essentially said was rejecting this intervention and also setting aside county resources for families in need. In the city, we were able to get philanthropic support because we know that, Los Angeles is a very expensive city, period. And if houses are raided and people are detained, one paycheck can throw a family onto our streets. And, homelessness is a big problem in our city. And so I think our city and our county, and by the way, our county has 88 cities in it, we all join together in unity, understanding what an egregious abuse of power this is from the federal government.
Mayor Bass, just to quickly change tack, how is the recovery going from the horrific wildfires that your city suffered this year?
Sure, absolutely. The Palisades is the only area where the wildfires happened in the city of Los Angeles. And listen, for every day that an individual has not made it back home, that's a day too long. But I will tell you that it is coming along well. We have issued over 900 permits for over 500 properties, and there's over 200 properties that are under construction right now. And so if you judge that compared to other wildfire disasters, we are many, many, many months ahead of other cities that have suffered such a disaster.
Mayor Bass, let me ask you about the momentum behind these protests and how you see that translating into concrete action or political action. It's obviously a very important day. It's very telling to the Democratic leadership that there are millions of people in this country who want to see them put up a fight. But how do you see this actually translate into political action beyond just peaceful celebratory marches?
Well, first of all, some people have asked, what do I think the significance of the protests are? Can you imagine if there were no protests and that Americans just accepted military intervention? But very specifically in California, we're also fighting for Proposition 50 so that we can challenge, especially the state of Texas, that we know is going to gerrymander and get rid of Democratic seats. we want to contribute to that, just as we did in 2018. We helped bring the majority back. I was in Congress at the time, and the districts that we won, we called majority makers. And so we understand that right now there is no check and balance. Our three co-equal branches of the government do not exist right now. The Supreme Court clearly has been compromised. The Speaker and the head of the Senate went over to the White House and surrendered their gavels. And so we really have one branch of government. In order to get the other branch of government back, we need to have the majority in the House of Representatives. And of course, I support my colleagues in the House in their fight to win the majority, and California wants to make a significant contribution. So today, while we are protesting the federal government, we are also rallying support to vote yes on Proposition 50.
All right, it is a story we'll be watching very closely. Mayor Karen Bass, thank you so much for your time. Greatly appreciate it. I know it's been a busy day for you.
Yes, thanks for having me on.